only happen on the court. Kayla Nicole just reminded everyone that social media can steal the spotlight in a split second. As 2026 rolled in, she posted a New Year's Eve Instagram carousel that instantly had people talking. Not because it was loud or messy, but because it was polished, confident, and very intentional. It was a kind of post that feels like a statement without ever needing to explain itself. In the world of celebrity culture and sports-adjacent buzz, those are the posts that travel the fastest. Kayla Nicole's vibe for the night was pure elevated glamour, and the pictures made sure you couldn't miss it. She stepped out in a black halter-style gown that leaned into classic elegance, but with just enough bold detail to make it feel modern. The neckline was deep, the silhouette was clean, and the thigh-high slit added that dramatic edge that turns a nice dress into a headline look. It wasn't overdone, it was just sharp. She finished it off with silver heels and a diamond necklace, and that combination hit the sweet spot between timeless and attention-grabbing. You could tell it was curated, but it still felt natural, like she knew exactly what she wanted the photos to say before anyone even double-tapped. And the caption mattered too, because she didn't go with the usual New Year, New Me type of line. She tied it to symbolism, writing that 2026 is the year of the horse. Whether you read that as energy, momentum, confidence, or just a way of saying she's charging forward, it gave the post a little extra personality. It wasn't just a pretty outfit post. It came across as a reset, a signal that she's stepping into the year with purpose and speed. Now here's where it turned from people noticed to everybody noticed. The traction was already building, and then Angel Reese jumped into the comments. And she didn't leave a long message or a drawn-out compliment. She dropped one word. Phew! That was it. Short, direct, and so expressive that it basically did all the talking for her. If you understand the way social media works right now, you know why that one-word comment hit the way it did. When a major athlete with a massive following reacts to something, it can change the entire reach of a post. It pushes it into new circles, new timelines, and new conversations. And Angel Reese isn't just any athlete leaving a casual reaction. She's one of the most visible names in women's basketball, and her online presence is powerful enough that a comment can feel like a cosign. Reese has become a magnet for attention in the best and biggest way, because her brand isn't limited to what she does in a Chicago Sky jersey. She's built a public identity that blends performance, personality, and star power, and she's tapped into the fact that women's sports culture right now lives in more than one place. It's in arenas, yes, but it's also in fashion, marketing, interviews, viral moments, and the kind of social media interactions that get screenshot and reposted everywhere. And the business side of her visibility is just as loud as the basketball side. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Angel Reese's net worth is estimated at $7 million, and that's tied closely to endorsement relationships with Reebok, McDonald's, Beats by Dre, and Raising Cane's. That's a serious lineup. Those are mainstream household brands, and it shows you how far influence reaches beyond the WNBA schedule. When a player is moving like that off the court, people pay attention to everything, including something as small as a one-word comment under a New Year's Eve post. So when Reese typed "phew," it wasn't just a fan moment. It instantly became a moment in the wider sports and pop culture conversation, because her interactions have the kind of weight that used to be reserved for highlight reels. That's where we are now with the WNBA's biggest stars. They're not only judged on points and rebounds, they're part of a full media ecosystem where visibility and engagement matter in real time. At the same time, this isn't only about Angel Reese. Kayla Nicole has been steadily growing her own media footprint, and that's a big part of why her New Year's post landed the way it did. She's not just someone who shows up online and posts pretty pictures. She's clearly building something bigger, and she's been putting in the work to expand how people see her. Back in December, she revealed her latest cover shoot with She magazine, and she didn't just drop the final images and move on. She shared behind-the-scenes looks too, and she talked about what that kind of opportunity means to her. She framed herself as a storyteller, which is a key detail here, because it connects the dots between her background and what she's doing now. Kayla Nicole has said she studied journalism in college, and that foundation shows in the way she approaches her platform. When someone has that kind of training, they often think differently about media. They don't just want attention, they want direction. They want a voice that feels like it belongs to them, not something that's borrowed or temporary. And you can see that in how she's been moving lately, especially through her podcast, Welcome to the Pregame. That podcast title alone tells you the lane she's in. It's sports adjacent, it's culture aware, and it has room for personality. It gives her a way to be more than a highlight in somebody else's feed. It's her own space, her own perspective, and her own pace. And in today's attention economy, ownership of your platform is everything. You don't have to be the loudest to be effective, but you do have to be consistent. And you have to be clear about who you are. That's why this New Year's Eve Instagram moment is more than just a "she looked good" headline. Even though, yes, she absolutely did. It's also a reminder of how modern sports culture works now. Athletes, media personalities, and public figures all share the same digital stage. A single outfit post can become a trending conversation once the right person interacts with it. A one-word comment from a WNBA star can turn into a mini pop culture event. And when you have two recognizable names crossing paths in the comments, people treat it like a moment worth tracking. This is the part that feels very familiar to anyone who follows high-profile public life, whether that's sports stars, entertainers, or even the way royal family watchers track every appearance, every gesture, and every subtle interaction. People love reading the signals. They love seeing who supports who shows love publicly, and what kind of energy gets exchanged in front of everyone. That's exactly why Angel Reese's comment stood out. It wasn't complicated, but it was loud in its own way, and the internet understands that language immediately. And for fans of the WNBA specifically, it's also another example of how the league stars are becoming full-on cultural figures. Angel Reese is a basketball player, but she's also a brand and a media presence. Her endorsements and her visibility make her one of the faces people associate with women's sports right now. So when she interacts with a post like Kayla Nicole's, it's not surprising that people treat it as news. Kayla Nicole, meanwhile, is doing something that more public figures should take notes on. She's building layers. The social posts are one layer. The fashion and magazine work is another. The podcast and the journalism background add depth. That combination helps her stand out in a crowded space where a lot of people rely on one thing and one thing only. When you can move between lifestyle, media, and personality-driven content, you're more durable. You're not dependent on one trend or one moment to stay relevant. It's also worth noting how clean and celebratory this whole exchange was. There's no manufactured drama here, no forced controversy. It's simply a high-visibility New Year's post that landed perfectly, followed by a reaction from one of the biggest names in women's basketball. That's it. But in 2026, that's enough. That's how fast the news cycle moves. And that's how quickly a social moment becomes a talking point. And from a pure fan perspective, I love seeing WNBA stars have this kind of gravity online because it reflects what we already know if we've been paying attention. Women's basketball is not sitting in the background anymore. The players are central figures in sports conversations, brand conversations, and culture conversations. Angel Reese having a major estimated net worth, landing big-name endorsements, and carrying social media weight isn't a random fluke. It's part of a bigger shift where WNBA visibility is climbing, and the athletes are being treated like the stars they are. So, as we head deeper into 2026, keep an eye on moments like this, because they're small on the surface, but they reveal a lot about where the culture is going. Kayla Nicole's Instagram post wasn't just a holiday flex. It was a perfectly timed, perfectly styled entry into the new year, with a symbolic caption that suggested she's moving forward with purpose. Angel Reese's "phew" wasn't just a comment. It was a high-profile reaction from a player whose online presence carries real influence, the kind that sponsors pay for and fans amplify. And if you've been watching Kayla Nicole's media moves, the Sheen magazine cover reveal and her Welcome to the Pregame podcast are part of the same picture. She's not just participating in the conversation. She's shaping her own lane inside it, using her journalism background as a foundation and building a modern platform on top of that. That's the update. And it's exactly the kind of crossover moment that keeps sports culture interesting even when there isn't a game happening. When the WNBA's biggest personalities are active, visible, and connected to the broader media world, It keeps the spotlight on women's basketball year-round. And honestly, that's a win for everybody who's been wanting the league and its stars to get the attention they've earned.